How y'all doing tonight? All right, good. I love that energy. Wow. Well, this is our first town hall meeting, community town hall. My name is Sydnor, and the council members like me to introduce themselves.
Councilwoman Kyla Clark.
I'm James Cole.
Councilmember Mills.
Christine Johnson.
Councilmember Carl DeWalt.
Yeah, so we've been in office, how many, 58 days now, right? November 27th was, all us got sworn in. And this is one of the things I want to do as the mayor, have a community meeting. If I can get the concerns that your citizens have. We work directly for you all. So bring all the requests to us. Now, we might not answer them all, but the goal is to try to implement the things you want in our budget. Our budget we're in budget season right now. And the budget, I got to submit the budget to the council by May 1st. They have 60 days to review the budget. And then they submit the budget back to me July 1st, the fiscal year, that we should have the budget. So the things we're talking about today, we're going to have a retreat this Saturday, the 27th. So some of this retreat can be a lot of things, but most of the stuff we're going to talk about your concerns. We want to hear from you. So we're going to get started. I'm going to go back up there. If you wanted to talk, my executive assistant, Anna Navarro, should give you a number, and you have 2 minutes to speak. And Councilmember Johnson going to give you 30 seconds, and she's going to show you the yellow, correct? All right, and then when she show you the red, we want you to stop. So please be respectful of the time, because we want everybody to get as many people to talk as possible. Is that fair? All right, so we're looking forward to y'all conversation. I hope thank y'all for coming. And once again, we all work directly for y'all, the citizens. Y'all put us in this office, and so our job is to serve you to the best of our ability. With that said, number one. Now you gotta come up with that mic. Yeah. You can turn the mic around.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and City Council. I just wanted to say congratulations once more for taking up the responsibility of City of Laurel. And so far, on Facebook and everywhere else, we see the good job you guys are doing, and I want to say that you guys should keep it up. I have one thing, just one proposal. I drive around City of Laurel every day. I've lived in Laurel, even though right across the street is Prince George's County, but I consider myself a citizen of Laurel City for 21 years now. The one thing I've seen, which I think that we all as citizens of Laurel could do, is to turn ourselves into DPW by picking up all the trash that we see in and around the city of Laurel. I think that Laurel City could be made or could be the cleanest city in the state of Maryland. Sometimes you don't see the trash on the streets until you start looking at it. I drive a box truck every day in Laurel, and sometimes I would just pull over and pick up the trash and put it in my truck because I love to see the city of Laurel as clean as possible. And I think that we all, in our little corners, because DPW can't be everywhere all the time, but I think that if we all could be DPWs in our little household, in our little neighborhood, in our little streets, Laurel City could be the Singapore of Maryland. Thank you.
Yeah, we're just going to keep going in order on number 2.
I misunderstood speaking. I just wanted to recognize somebody that.
Go ahead now, go to the mic.
Well, first of all, congratulations to everybody, and it should be a long run. Maybe you can be the next mayor that beats Craig's number of years. I was his swim coach when he was a kid, by the way. So anyhow, that's why he never drowned. I misunderstood speaking. Many of you in this room probably know Denise Redmond. She has a meeting tonight because she's the president of the Women's Club of Laurel. But she did want me to stop by and find out who's in charge of promoting events here in Laurel, because she and I are holding a home buying seminar on, March 2nd at the library. So if there's anybody in this room or on the staff of the city that is in charge of marketing or something of that nature, if they can identify, I will give them the information to pass along.
Back right there, I'm glad you can give it to her.
Okay, thank you.
Could you give us the time? When do you have?
Oh, it's in the morning, 11 o'clock at the Laurel Library, from 11 to 12, March 2nd. So thank you.
Just going to keep going. So if you got a number in the order, just come on up. All right.
Mayor Sydnor, President Cole, Council, I'm here to ask for a line item in the upcoming budget to clean up the pond on Roland B. Schweitzer Community Park. I have been in touch before with the council, specifically James Cole and Craig Moe, and I don't know if it was a budget issue. I think it was partly that, partly the issue with the pond is the water. And it has a lot of algae. I mean, a lot of algae. The only clear space in the whole pond is from an aeration fountain in the center. And the wildlife that used to live there is no longer there. I mean, it used to be a contest in my senior neighborhood who could count the most number of turtles over at the pond. Did you go to the pond today? And it has gotten to the point that it is so bad and so overgrown. The weeds are coming up out of the water. It's a shallow pond. You can tell by some of the branches in the pond, but it really needs attention. It very much. I think the city does do a little something, or they're supposed to over there, because it is city owned. I did verify all that, but the water is a mess. I think the quality of the water may be accessible, but I'm not sure really if it's safe if somebody were to fall in there, but it needs a lot of work. And so much has been done over at Laurel Lakes. It's beautiful. There's so much wildlife over there, and I'd like to see that come to my little neighborhood. And it's also a park that was named after a former councilman, you know, so it needs attention from the city, especially to him and to the seniors that live across the street. So I thank you for your time and consideration. Take care.
That's right. Yeah. So I want to congratulate you all on your election and thank you all for your service to the city. And it's great to hear so much concern from neighbors about the environment, and clearly that's a big concern here, and it has been. There's a new sustainability planning effort in the city of Laurel and just in time. And so in addition to litter cleanup, which is something that we need to do and something that we can do quickly and do it well, and then also restoration of our waterways and protection of the environment and wildlife, which by protecting those things, we're also protecting our own health, right? Because it's all tied together. There's tremendous opportunity right now, unprecedented amount of money that's being invested by both the state and the federal government in climate solutions and in environmental restoration, environmental protection, and in land acquisition. And so in particular, the Biden administration has the Inflation Reduction Act and the Infrastructure Act, and there's literally billions of dollars that will continue to come so long as Biden's in the White House. And we could easily access that. So a lot of the funds that are available are targeting cities just like ours. So these are funds that are specifically for communities, for municipalities, as well as community groups, but specifically municipalities. And so if we were to pay for a grant writer, and I'm thinking, like $150,000, $200,000 that the city could invest in somebody who has a really good resume and is connected in the DC area, that money would pay itself back in no time, just on overhead. And we could get millions, that's not taxpayer money, but grant money, to do things like putting solar panels on rooftops, over parking lots, on big businesses, and then the solar energy that's generated could be used to help lower income people to reduce their energy bills. And at the same time also getting financial resources in order to acquire all the green spaces that remain in Laurel, because there's not many. And we need to protect all the green space that remains. And so all this money's out there. And with one good grant writer, we can easily access millions. And if we don't do it now, we risk missing out on this opportunity, because if the White House changes hands, all that money is going to be rescinded. So we got to act on it quick. Thank you.
All right, we're just going to keep it going in order. Number 5.
Thank you, Mayor Sydnor and members of the council. I'd just like the council and the mayor to direct their attention to the lack of green space across the city, and specifically to the nearly 30-acre parcel that's bounded by Route 198, what may be the world's longest exit ramp from I-95, and Conti Road. This is slated to be developed by Pulte Homes, and they estimate 300 residences, which I think would result in at least 600 cars. And I think that the grant money, possibly, that Brian Coyle referred to, could be used to purchase those 30 acres and preserve them as green space. And that's all. Thank you.
I think this is a 6, maybe a 9. It's 6, yeah. Hi, Mike McLaughlin. Congratulations to all of you for your election, and I really appreciate you stepping up to the job. I'm a member of the Laurel for the Patuxent, which is well represented on this half of the room. I think maybe some others. It's a grassroots group that was formed in Laurel and worked in coordination with the city, and we continue to do that. I went here basically as a solar salesman. We went solar last year. Again, with the Inflation Reduction Act 2022, there's a 30% tax credit for that installation. And if many of you have had the young men and women come up to the door selling you solar, for years I had that, and I just would jokingly say, yeah, if you put a new roof on for me, which they all never did. But once we had our new roof, then I welcomed them in and listened to the pitch. And basically, you can get it for nothing down, and you can either own or lease. If you own, then you have to finance it. So basically, we traded a fluctuating energy cost for a fixed loan payment. And this is about a year. We're just over a year into having it. And within the first few months, we got a check back from the state for the amount of overage that we made, that our unit produced, that we didn't use. And it was a minimal check. It was like something $50 or something. I can't wait to see what this year. That was just a few months of last year, from January to March. Through the summer, we barely used any juice at all. And it's kind of nice. You can watch your meter. They used to have the meter would run backwards, but now they just have an arrow pointing either you're using or you're making. And we're making a lot of juice, so I can't wait to see what we get back. There's also state tax incentives. There's SREC solar renewable energy credits. And then the big thing is this summer when the electrification comes in, because we still have to pay for gas, but I'm losing my 2 minutes. So the city can help out by notifying when the electrification rebates are available for electric appliances. Thank you all.
Seven. Hi. Good evening. My name is Nadir Washington, and I have two concerns. I live off of 4th Street, and there's an alley that runs behind 4th Street. And when it rains a lot, the water pools up. The sanitation trucks or whatever comes through there. So there's always potholes. Cars are getting messed up because of the road is just so messed up that we don't get gravel put down on a regular basis. And there was supposed to have been a study a couple of years ago about if the city was going to take care of the alley, or if the PG County was going to take care of it. And we never got any response back from that survey. And again, when it rains, our neighbors' driveways and stuff, they're just pools of water just sitting, in their driveway, nowhere to go, no runoff or anything. So we're hoping that either we can get the results of the study, if we can be put on a regular schedule where the city comes in and gravels and levels out the alley, because right now the only time they come out is when we call and complain, and it still takes them a couple of, weeks, even months before they come out. And right now, because of the rain and the snow and stuff, it's a mess. My other concern quickly is all the parking along 4th Streets, on these main streets where the cars are parking, like right by, the throughways, and you can't see how to navigate. If you want to go right, go left, or whatever, you can't see until you actually get out in the street, and you're almost hit by another car. And it seems to be happening along 4th Street, 5th Street. Those are two ones that I travel a lot, and I see constantly that cars, there's like no directions for you not to park so close to the entryways so other cars can see how to get out until there's an accident. So those are my two concerns that I wanted to bring up before you.
I just want to know the alley, you say 4th Street and what?
4th and Compton.
4th and Compton?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Okay.
Thank you.
Good evening, Mayor Sydnor, members of the council. Thank you so much, and congratulations all on your election. Delighted to be here with you all and my fellow neighbors. Two items that I want to bring to your attention on getting some commercial tax base revenue opportunities going, particularly with a focus on our military assets, considering where our assets around Fort Meade and potentially with FBI coming to Greenbelt, only being 2 stops away from our current existing Mark Station. I think there's an incredible opportunity. If there is an incentive to be able to potentially bring contractors and other types of businesses that are bringing high value, high jobs and growth to the city, that could be a tremendous opportunity for us to get on the front end where we're not reacting, but we're being proactive. So I think we have a really great opportunity to do that. And also for Main Street, I think there's a great opportunity to really increase the walkability through some creative ways, but one that I would suggest is potentially considering a partial closure of particular portions of Main Street to, one, be able to slow some of the traffic down because folks do zoom through that about a mile-long stretch, and two, to be able to create some specific walkability around some of the core businesses that really deserve an opportunity to thrive. Of course, all the businesses along Main Street deserve to thrive, but there's certainly a bit of a corridor towards Route 1 that I think we can argue could really use some transit-oriented development, particularly as it's closer to Mark train station. So just wanted to give those two. Thank you so much.
What is your number?
Number 8.
Congratulations, one and all. Glad to see you. I want to speak about Sandy Spring Road, the road out here. At the intersection of Carriage Hill neighborhood, Carriage Hill Drive, and Sandy Spring, we need a stop sign there. The sidewalk on the north side of that street stops, and there's no way to cross to the other side, which continues all the way past this building and all the way down to Montgomery Street. And I think that there's a lot of walkers on this street. I don't know if you've ever noticed, but there's plenty of people walking for exercise in the evenings, and they have to cross. I'd like to congratulate you for the calming area that you put up. That has helped some. All it really does is allow people to just go wide open throttle after they get over it, all the way up to the dead end on 95. But it's helped some. But that stop sign would be a great advantage because there's 76 homes in Carriage Hill, and those people have to get out with very little sight lines because of the way the road is designed. And then I was hoping maybe if you have any information, you could talk about the restoration of Walker Branch, which runs down there. And it's been on the books for a few years now. And I'd just like to know how far it's advanced. I know the money has been appropriated. They're going to straighten that out and fix some of that stuff back there. And thank you very much.
I just want to make sure you said Old Sandy Spring and Carriage Drive, right?
Carriage Hill Drive.
Carriage Hill Drive.
Thank you, sir.
Ratan is available? Yes, I'm here. Okay. You want to speak?
Hi, good evening, everyone. Good evening. Well, I'm here tonight to speak on affordable housing here in the city of Laurel, particularly rent stabilization. I do know that it came up during the last administration, but it was kind of voted down, so I wanted to find out what the council planned to do with respects to rent stabilization here in Laurel. Initially, I was informed that you kind of was waiting to see what Prince George's County was going to do. As you know, 2 years have passed and they're slowly moving forward with that. But at the same time, we have citizens here in Laurel whose rent has gone up as much as $500-600 a month. So I want to know if this is going to be coming back to the floor for a vote during the next 2 years.
We're not answering any questions tonight, ma'am. We're just taking questions, and we're going to put a report together on our retreat and give you information then. But we're just taking questions tonight. We're not answering any questions tonight.
All right, I just walked in. So when will you be getting back with regards to some of the responses to questions that are presented this evening?
No problem, ma'am. The goal is to, we have a retreat scheduled this Saturday, and we're going to take some of the information that you have, all the information you have, and we're going to try to put a report back probably in about a month or two. That's the goal. And let you guys know what things that we're working on. And so you should expect something about a month or two, 30 to 60 days.
Okay. All right, and another thing I wanted to address, I know that recently in South Laurel, there was a big fentanyl drug bust. And I know this coming weekend at the Laurel High School, they're going to be having a discussion on the opioid crisis, excuse me, here in Maryland, and particularly in Prince George's County. So I would also like to know how you're addressing that, especially with our youth. And again, this was just recently reported about the drug bust in South Laurel. So if you can address that as well.
Yeah. Once again, we're not answering any questions tonight. We would take all this information and that's why we got our chief of police here, our city administrator, our deputy city administrator, so we got the key players here and you got the whole council here. So once again, and everything is taped. So we're going to gather everything you're saying and we're going to come up with a report in between 30 to 60 days, what we talked about tonight.
All right. Will you be attending the forum or discussion this weekend at Laurel High School?
I just found out about it now, ma'am.
Okay.
So I wasn't invited. But
all right. I'll make sure they extend an invitation. I don't know as far as your retreat, how that would conflict.
Yeah,
but
it's probably in conflict. We got something scheduled already.
But I'll just make sure that information is passed along to you as well as the council members.
Thank you, ma'am. Appreciate it.
You're very welcome.
Number 11. No 11? Okay, 12. That's it? Oh, well. Anybody else want to speak? They didn't, we was giving numbers out that we can control the numbers, but yeah, you can speak.
I didn't really come thinking I was going to say anything, but I do have something that I would like to throw to you all. And I think probably everybody who's sitting up there knows about it. And probably everybody out here drives us all crazy. And that is, thank you, I'm short, what can I say? That is the problem that we have in Laurel with people terrorizing the streets at night, sometimes during the day, where their cars are, or motorcycles, both, are racing up and down our streets and causing so much noise. My husband and I are up at sometimes like at 1 o'clock in the morning. I've called the police before. They say, ma'am, we know they're out there. We just can't catch them. So I would like to suggest that we actually start like measuring sound. There are places in this country where they measure the sound that's coming out of a car. And if you get stopped because your noise level is so loud, especially when we've got quiet hours at night, right? I just would like to put that out there. Y'all are going to sit and talk about things this weekend. At some point, please talk about that one. Thank you.
You all look fabulous today. So, yeah, just something in my neighborhood. It wasn't even going to say anything, but on the subject of traffic and making things safer. There's a section of where Laurelton Drive turns into White Way, and it's a curve. And a lot of people, the way that's designed, a lot of people kind of, you know how when you take a turn, sometimes you kind of cut it a little short. Well, I can't tell you. I've been there since 2012. I couldn't even tell you how many accidents there have been there. And unfortunately, those are head on. There's no other choice. The reason I know that it happens is because I'll just be like at home or whatever, and then you just hear like a boom. So right now we got those types of signs that are just the yellow signs with the hard arrows, or there's like 3 arrows here and 3 arrows here. I don't know if we gotta light them up. I've seen with solar on some of the stop signs that you've done, just maybe lighten them up, or maybe somehow painting, even though the roads, you don't have lines that would differentiate between traffic going this way and traffic going that way, but maybe in that section, maybe doing something like that so people don't try to take a turn where they're cutting it a little too close. Because just humans are humans, and they're gonna keep doing it. And that's all. And yeah,
I just want to make sure I got the street. You said Laurelton Drive and what's?
Laurelton Drive, where it turns into White Way.
Okay, White Way. Okay,
Yeah.
take a look at that. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Nobody else got anything to say? All right, come on.
I'm so happy to see you all up here. Congratulations. I just wanted to reiterate what other people have said. I've grown up here. I've seen a lot of changes, both good and bad. I have a strong concern for the lack of green spaces. So I just wanted to reiterate what some of the other people have said in this room. I have a concern for water quality and the sustainability of the amount of water that we have. Right now, we have a plethora of water coming from the sky, but that's not always the case. Rocky Gorge is before. I haven't been out there since the snow, but it has been. It's the lowest that I've ever seen it in my entire life, and I just want to make sure that if you're planning more development, that you're looking at the long-term sustainability with water, with services like the firefighters, rescue squad, all the weight that more people will bring on our entire community. And then also with the crime rate, I've seen, a rise in crime rate, as we all have. So I have a strong, excuse me, I'm nervous. I have a strong concern about that. And then just on a personal note, since people are talking about traffic on different roads, I live on Sandy Spring, and after people pass after people pass the speed camera right here, and they're going toward Montgomery Street, they just open it up and fly, and also coming back the other way. So just to bring that to your attention. Thank you.
Council members, members of Laurel, I've lived here for over 50 years. I think I know a little bit about what's going on in the city. But I have been concerned for the last 5 years, and I've reported to the previous council and to the previous mayor, as well as wrote a letter to the street department head about the speed on Old Sandy Spring Road. Last fall, they put out a note that if you wanted to have a speed bump in your area, I wrote a letter and I got a very fine answer back saying no for Old Sandy Spring Road. If you were to live just off from Old Sandy Spring as I do, adjacent to it, and I live in a seniors community, and I am concerned about the speed limit on Old Sandy Spring. School buses seem to think that that is a raceway. Motorcycles think that they're on the speedway as well, especially at 11:45 at night. And I'm concerned because we have a senior community up there at Old Sandy Spring Road, known as Willow Oaks. And we have a lot of people that cross the road there just a block down from the other street where there is a stop sign. One thing we did accomplish was to get a blinking crosswalk, and I thank the previous council for that. But every afternoon when there's school on, school buses go up that street as if it's 40 and 50 miles an hour coming down after they've emptied their load, especially in the afternoon. And I would like to know if the council could take some action, even though I got a negative report back that there wasn't enough traffic on there. I think that there is far more than what they ever observed. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon. I should say good evening, everybody. I live in the Patuxent Green community, and I have a traffic safety concern. I think that's what is it? I'm a little taller, right? That I'm concerned about coming out of the Clubhouse Boulevard when you make a right turn and head towards 198 on the right-hand side. There's no sidewalk for pedestrian traffic. What they have to do is cross the 197, walk northbound, and come back. Well, I know I don't do that, and nobody does. The dangerous thing is that I see entire families walking on the in the street because at a part there's a bridge, and there's not even any grass for the individuals to walk on, so they end up walking in the travel lane. It's really dangerous because you make a right turn, screen went away, but there is a 7-Eleven there, and they're in the travel lanes there at different times, even at nighttime, wearing dark clothing. I don't know if you guys can look to see if you can appropriate that. There's also a Metro bus stop there along the way in the grass. So how the people would access this, I'm not quite sure, but I think it is a safety issue. Thank you.
Are y'all gathering y'all thoughts? Oh, come on. You know, I gotta make an announcement on this young lady right here, though. Y'all make I gotta make an announcement for this young lady. When I was a pretrial service officer, she was my trainer. So we was doing substance abuse groups, and I was learning from her. So, yeah, thank you for everything you've done for me. I appreciate it.
I'm happy to see you up there. I'm Sharon, and I also live in Patuxent Greens, and my neighbor just reminded me, going into Clubhouse Road from 197, when you come off of 198 and you hit 197, you stop at the light to make the left back into our community. We need a left-hand arrow all the time. It's intermittent. I don't know how it's set for time of day, but if you don't get the arrow and you take your chances, you might get wiped out. I've seen it happen to several cars that have been ahead of me, and one night it almost happened to me. So I usually just wait till I get another green light so that I don't get hit. But as you're making that turn, you cannot see the traffic coming straight when there are left turners in their left lane. And most times it's SUVs. So that blocks all the traffic coming down. So and now that we have most of the community built, there's a lot of traffic now going in and out of there. So that's my major concern.
Hi there, Adrian Simmons. Couple quick items. First off, I want to add to the Patuxent Greens, though I don't live over there, being in and out, that whole sort of entryway and the sort of the mixing that happens between the different neighborhoods. I know very easy to get confused and very easy to sort of have something accident happen. So I think that would be a great thing to look at. Two other small items on my end. I'm a cyclist, so that there's some of those issues are near and dear to my heart. I like how the city over the last decade has put in different bike lanes and painted things. And I know right now we're considering stuff on Cherry Lane. I wanted to urge the city to sort of lean towards protected lanes because just painted on the ground is shown statistically, it just leads to deaths. And we don't really want that here. I think it'd be a great asset of the city to even eventually have a loop between the Laurel Lakes area and the Main Street area, even down, even down to sort of the river. I think it'd be really awesome for the community, for the businesses, for health, et cetera. So as you look at those types of plans, it'd be great to sort of set us on a path for something like that. It could be a sort of a jewel for the city. Other thing, you may be aware, but the State Commission for Horse Racing released a report earlier this year. And as it stands right now, the state is considering sort of shutting down Laurel Park in about 3 years. So that's not done yet, but I just wanted to encourage the council to get in on that conversation, sort of see what might be the position of the city, what we want to help nudge to happen, how it might impact, 'cause certainly that's been an anchor of the identity for Laurel, even though it's technically outside our city limits on the Anne Arundel. So just a little thought there. Thanks.
So while y'all gathering y'all thoughts, we're gonna make a couple of public service announcements. Councilman McClock has a program coming up in February, and Councilmember Mills, I think he has something coming up as well. He's doing something cool. And Councilmember Johnson has something coming up in March. So we'll make a couple of public service announcements while we waiting for you to gather your thoughts.
Thank you, Mayor Sydnor. If you haven't heard already, a lot of our departments, thank you to our departments for sharing the flyers. We are hosting a Black History celebration at the Multi-Service Center. It's going to be on Saturday, February 10th from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. All are welcome. Right now, we have about 30 businesses and organizations that will be there. They will have tables, they will have information and their products. We're going to have youth performances, as well as just a great time together and just having a good time with the community. So please come by. I'd love to see you. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me at any time.
And we are still in the planning stages, but we are planning for a women's history event to be held on March the 9th, also at the Multi-Service Center. From 10 to 2, we're looking at 5 different areas like arts, business, education, government, and philanthropy. But we're looking at women who have done contributions in those areas. And we are still planning, so if you have any questions, you can see me. If you want to help, you can see me. But look forward to that information coming out very soon.
We have about 20 minutes left in the town hall. If you have any other questions, please bring those questions up. If not, we can secure the town hall early. If you still got questions, you still come forward, yes, please. If something's already been addressed, we don't probably need to hear it again, but,
I'm a pedestrian, and I have the hardest time crossing the intersection right here at Old Sandy and Van Dusen as it crosses across the street to Sandy Spring. So you have the right lane dedicated turn on both sides of the traffic. So you've got traffic coming in off of 198 to the traffic light at Old Sandy Spring Road and traffic going out. So you've got 2 lanes of traffic going either way, and you've got right turn lanes dedicated for these traffic zones. Then here I am walking, I have to cross the dedicated turn to get to a median to find the button to push the light to cross the traffic. I ended up contacting the city, put in a service request. They told me it was fixed that quickly. I said, I want somebody to meet me and show me how the button works. Well, the button's way down here. There's no case, there's no signage, there's nothing. So I found out where the button is. It takes 2 thumbs to push the button. By the time it's time for me to cross, I'm like, oh no, the blinking light, and then it's red, and I'm like, holy smoke. And I'm an able-bodied pedestrian. Just want to bring it to your attention.
I want to make sure I want to make sure we got the street. It's Old Sandy Spring and Van Dusen?
Yes, it's right here.
Okay.
It's Old
Okay.
Sandy on one side, Sandy on
Gotcha.
the other.
I got it. Okay, I just want to make sure we got it. Okay.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. You gotta come to the mic. They can't hear you.
For other shy people in the room and those people that are online, is there an opportunity to submit concerns or questions to you besides this forum?
Always. You can always submit questions to your councilman and your mayor. You don't have to wait till a community forum. Our email address is public. You can walk on the City of Laurel website and you get our email addresses, and you can contact us through the clerk of the city it's always easy to contact us. That's not an issue at all.
Okay, thank you.
Not a problem. I'll make an announcement. We talking about Black History Month. I'm doing a essay contest for high school students. from 9th to 12th grade, of course, middle school, 6th to 7th, 6th to 8th grade, and elementary schools, I'm doing 3rd to 5th grade. You're gonna write an 800-word essay. The grand prize is $250. You got it. The theme is, I got the theme already, but we got flyers. We share flyers, but you'll see them on our social media. So if you got kids in high school, middle school, elementary school, they can write an 800-word essay, and you can submit it to us starting on February 1st, and got to be into us by February 19th. We're gonna have our senior citizens read them and grade them, and then we're gonna announce the winner. Gonna come down to the city council meeting, and we're gonna present them with the gift card. So it's to get kids to encourage by reading and also writing and things of that nature. So we want the parents to be involved, especially with our elementary school kids, our middle school kids. Hopefully our high school kids can do that on their own because they're ready to go to college. So, but definitely the middle school and the elementary school, we want the parents to help them out with that. So like I said, we're not gonna force y'all to talk to us, but if you don't have anything else to say, we can conclude this town hall meeting at this time. So we have 15 minutes left. Everybody's in a good place. Well, I was just going to see if the council president want to make any comments, and Councilman DeWalt or Councilman Mills want to say anything that's related to the city.
Sure. I just wanted to thank everybody for being here. This is a really broad audience. A lot of things have come to our attention. A lot of this stuff, some of it we have heard before. Others are new. We're going to talk about these and see if we can get some of it in the budget and make sure we get responses back to everybody. Just as the mayor had said previously, if you guys ever need anything, help with the city, please feel free to copy your councilman. We will make sure that we help get you answers in a timely fashion. Thank you.
Glad to see everyone out tonight. If you don't have the Laurel app on your phone, please download that. We have a brand new app, and technology is the new way. Speaking of that, down there, I know exactly what you're talking about down there, that corner down there. I used to live down that way, so I'm very familiar with that. Speaking of technology, but definitely please download the app, and glad to see everyone out. I do feel though to say those who came all the way this way. And you know how the preacher say at the end of the sermon, and he says, "You want to come walk down here and save that soul," but you came this far, and the mic is right there, and we family here. We sometimes we don't get along, sometimes we get along. Sound like family to me. Come on down and let the mayor and the council know. What that concern is or that idea is, because we work for you. So within the 15 minutes, or if the mayors want to shut it down, it'll be too late. All right, thank you.
Just real quick, there's several people I'd like to just find out a better location of what you're talking about. So if you guys stick around for a little bit, I could sum up a lot of my writing here by asking you a couple questions. So I would appreciate it.
Like, once again, this is our first of many town hall meetings, and most of the town hall meetings are going to be this way. We're going to let you come in and make comments, and we're going to, write your comments down and give you guys okay, we got another citizen come in, want to say something.
I've often had the impression, as I've been driving through the town, that there are places where lines on the road would greatly improve the flow of traffic and clear up where people are going. Unfortunately, I can't remember all of them, but some of them were mentioned previously. The turnoff of 197 into the swimming area is one of those, and I just want to have, bring it to attention that if we pay attention to the line markers on the road, we will improve the traffic flow and we'll eliminate problems. Thank you.
Thank you. Like, once again, thank you all for coming out. We really appreciate it. Like I said, we work directly for you all. Y'all put us in this office, and we got somebody else coming? Okay, all right, I'll shut up. I'll wait. I guess I'm gonna wait till the last minute. Anyone else want to talk before we close? 'Cause come on, ma'am, you fine. You know.
I'm Christina Gilbertson, and I've lived in Ward 1, Montgomery Street for about 20 years or so, and I love it, and I love being so close to Patuxent River Park. And I know people in Ward 2 are concerned about the environment too, and I'm concerned that you all might have restriction on nature because of that proposed development. I think you know what I'm talking about. They're proposing to develop and take a lot of trees and put in more traffic. And I am concerned because it's going to take trees and it's going to adversely affect nature and increase traffic and congestion and stress. So I would just like to put in my 2 cents for that.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. Oh, and I might introduce my husband who just spoke. He was Monroe Myersburg.
Say again, ma'am?
His name was Monroe Myersburg.
Yes,
That was
ma'am.
my husband.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have to raise this up a little because I'm a little tall here. But I wanted to ask if you know if Laurel City has. I used to work for Baltimore City government for 18 years in the IT department, and they had this program that was called Open Baltimore. I don't know if Laurel City has Open Laurel City, where there's a lot of statistics in the city that citizens would like to know. For example, how many potholes we have on the streets of Laurel, how many people got shot or wounded, or how many robberies happened in the last couple of months. A lot of these things that people are asking for and they can't find it. They created a portal that was called Open Baltimore, where all of these statistics were uploaded in the gun statistics, homelessness, a whole bunch of stuff. We could look at Open Baltimore and see all those examples. If we could create one for Laurel City where you can find a lot of this information either for research or students looking for some documentations to write papers. It'd be nice that way. We don't have to call City Hall every time or call the police department every time to find out how many robberies happened last month, or how many houses got broken into, or how many potholes, or how many people or phone calls came in last night or last week because of their speeding or vehicles making noise and stuff like that. That way, in front of your computer, you can see all these things on one website without necessarily going anywhere else. So if Laurel City can have one called Open Laurel, that'd be great. The other thing I want to propose is if we can make one day for Keep Laurel Clean, where everybody goes out and do some cleaning. I'll be one of the volunteers. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. All right. Okay.
Just one more thing, just a new opportunity that Laurel might be able to take advantage of. So in the 1930s and 40s, Roosevelt created the Civilian Conservation Corps, which is one of the greatest public works programs in the American history. And we trained and employed many people during the Depression and brought in help to get us out of the Depression. And so the current administration just created a new program called American Climate Corps, and it's an interagency agreement. And so there's 7 or 8 different agencies. EPA is a big player in that. But anyway, the focus of the program is to train young people, especially from lower income communities, to give them opportunities and start them on a career path in like climate positive industries. And so whether that's installing solar or wind power, renewables, a whole range of different things, restoration and so forth. But that's just getting started now, and Laurel has an opportunity to be part of that conversation, and money will come from the federal government to support communities to pay young people to do apprenticeships and internships and so forth. And so it wouldn't be something that we're funding. We're getting money from the feds, and we would be giving opportunities for our young people in town to get started on a lucrative career in a growing industry. The green industry is just going to continue to grow. So if there's somebody at the city that can pay attention to some of those listening sessions or just participate in some of those webinars with American Climate Corps, I think there might be a real good opportunity for our youth. Thanks.
We good? All right, once again, thank you all for coming out. We got your questions. We'll put a report anywhere from 30 to 60 days. And, and we got some bags back there, some calendars. So please take one of those bags. We want to pay 10 cents for a paper bag when you go to the store. Really appreciate you coming out. And once again, we work directly for you all. And we're going to do the best job we possibly can. Protect the city and keep the city clean and keep the city moving forward. So thank you so much and have a good night.